Hi there, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope everybody's doing well. Part 2, I guess. Things have changed. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's okay. I'm sorry, I'm looking at what I'm doing here. I'm so sorry. I'm noticing things. Okay. Hoping this will be a much shorter video today. You're not going to notice too much of a change. I did change a lot, though. But while I was making those changes, I had a traffic issue, which I will show you in a little bit. Took me a while to figure out how best to tackle it, which is an improvement from how best to figure out what to do, if that makes any sense. Instead of not knowing at all why it was happening and what was going on, I understood a lot more about how to tackle the traffic issues, which I'm happy about. Now you're going to see, I think this is the area where, yep. Yeah, this is leading toward my industry. I bought new tile, so I think I have a full 4 square now, but I do have the 25 tile mod installed. So let's come out of here real quick and I'll go into this view and I will show you what I've done. So I started down here and I added to our little waterway here, which is not anything fascinating to look at, but we'll get into that in a minute. So I added all these, and I'm sorry they're on the shadowy side, and these are all dark green residential. This is an asset for parking. It's kind of cute. It's got an information kiosk here. A clock, some benches which they're actually using, and then I don't think all of these are the same, but they could be. If I'm not mistaken, Azure Gulf is supposed to be tropical and I didn't want it to be, so I think I've set this as boreal or temperate. I can't remember which one. And so some of these things, like, well, you know what, we have this looks like a palm frond, but we have this kind of, you know what? That actually looks like, what is it called? Hemlock. That looks like a hemlock. So maybe it's not tropical. Okay. Anyway, I added all of this to my beach and I was having a very good time. When we go around the back, I will show you. I did more landscaping and decorating and whatever you want to call it. We did have a bit of a death issue. And the problem sprung up because of that traffic, which I just wasn't seeing at the time. So I just started plunking these all over the place to take care of death. And it turned out it was actually traffic. And then these are just lower residential. I started with lower and then I thought, you know what? We need some. Here's the thing though, I'm a little confused about. I have a, oh, you can't see it in here. In this view, but I have a high-rise ban, and for some reason these are all high-rises. A high-rise is anything over 3 stories, isn't it? So I'm going to knock these down and hope. And I could have swore I had a mod that got rid of this fog. I don't know, it just started appearing yesterday and it won't go away now. But that's the other thing we need to talk about. While I kind of zoom in here, I added more walkways. There's lots of walkways for these guys to get around. And little places to sit, which they're not going to do, but you know what? I love doing this. I think it is so fun. The little newsstand here and the clock. The little fountain from when they get off their ramp here. And then I just went through here and I gave these apartments places to hang out on nice weather days. Not a whole lot. I get into this and I start thinking about where placement and things like that. And then I get distracted. So I will overdo one thing and then neglect another. But there's so much room to go back and add. So I'm not that worried about it. Yeah, so I gave them a little play area in this spot. And then there's another one further up. So there's plenty for these guys to do. We are still making money, which I'm surprised by. It keeps fluctuating from like 4,000, 12,000, 7,000, 13,000, 3,000. It keeps going up and down. But I'm not that worried about it. Oh, that was only the... Okay, wait a minute now. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to throw you through those buildings. Hope everybody's okay. So that was the first one. Oh, I'm sorry. The second one is down this way for these guys. Yeah. So I put another one in here. But I really get a kick out of doing this. I think it's fun. And it's for the whole complex. Well, that would be one complex, but you know what I mean. The whole area can enjoy this. I just wish they would. Hey, speaking of that, the announcement for Cities 2 has already come out by the time I'm recording this. And I have seen that video so many times, I really don't want to talk about it, other than to say I didn't learn anything from it because it's rendition, not actual gameplay. So I don't care about that. However, I'm happy that there will be seasons included. And it does give the appearance of having a lot of our currently modded features added to the game, which is great. My one and only issue with it is the fact that I will never be able to afford it. And even if I could afford it, I will never be able to play it on this current system that I have. So, hooray for everybody who can do that, and I'm glad you're going to be getting something exciting and what you want. But I hope people are still going to be interested in watching Cities Skylines. We have to call it 1 now, right? Because, oh, was that a scarecrow? And they just vanished. That looked like a scarecrow standing there. So yeah, I'm happy for you guys. And I do look forward to watching everybody play that game and seeing how much it's improved. But I won't be able to do that for you guys. There's no way. I mean, even city plan. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to go down. There we go. That's not down. That's out. All right, I'm just trying to get in here. There we go. Anyway, City Planner Plays did his little rendition of it, and he even... Hey, do you think it's dumb that I do this? I just add these random... I don't know, maybe I should sink them in the ground more, but I like them. I think it just adds a touch of, like, I guess saying whimsy would be stretching it, but you know what I mean? It's like the unexpected. You're walking along and all of a sudden there's like, what is this doing here and why? I like that. Because this is going to be about as fantasy as I can get. I'm starting to really enjoy this game. I'm starting to get the hang of it, and I want to go cuckoo this time around if I can. So again, more food trucks, more places to sit. Very heavily forested, yes, but I don't mind that because, oh, you know what? I've got to tell you, I was playing this for a good, wow, maybe 3.5 hours, and I got my first glitch. And it came in the form of, I was in the process of taking care of this here. You're going to hear the sump pump. I am not going to stop talking. I apologize. This is where the mess occurred, okay? And my traffic was down to like 67%. Now, my first idea was I got rid of I had two, well, I'm sorry, getting ahead of myself. I had a time traffic light here, nothing here. I built this bridge so that the people wouldn't be gumming up the works. That didn't do anything. So I added a time traffic light here as well. That brought the traffic all the way back through here and around. That didn't work. Then it was backing up here where I have another time traffic light, and I have to keep that one here. So I ended up including the paths. I added a bus because it was the buses that were getting stuck. So I added a bus-only lane. And you know, the weird thing about this is the game says this is a bus-only road, but everybody was using it. And I didn't understand that. So I had to go in with TMPE and say no cars, no trucks, no garbage. I don't know why, if it's a bus-only road. That cleared up the getting people into a bus issue, but it did not clear up the traffic. So I started looking around like I never would have done before. Why are so many people, So I added a through lane here to either side. And then I came down here and I did it again. And voila, my traffic was up to 82% within a couple minutes. I did move that hole over here because we already have one naturally, I believe. Yeah, right there. That was already there. And then I came across here. Remember, this is my new industry. I added more because that's our biggest demand at the moment is industry. I gave them some commercial. They tend to like that, along with services, cops, firemen, I haven't done that yet, but they're not really asking for it. So I took this road and I moved it down to give these guys more room so I could add this strip in because it was only this at the start. And then I came down this road. Now this, it's not the best I could do, but it was actually what I wanted to do. And I know that the pros would say, you can't make a truck do that. And I know that, but I liked this look. And my assumption was that I would just take this road and come down here along the beach, but I don't want to do that now. I want to leave it just the way it is. So for the time being, we have just more commercial. Then I took the road across the expressway, and I'm not unhappy. I think I'm getting better at this. Yes, this is higher than this, but it's so much better than I normally would have done. I like it, and I know I can improve, but I think I'm improving as is as well. So yes, it's a little on the bumpy side, and I could fix that. I think I just was anxious to get over here, which I did. I said in my last video that I wanted to take this island and turn it into industry. I kept looking at this. It looked all pockmarked like this, and I smoothed it out. I don't know how you guys feel about doing that kind of stuff, but it's impossible to build on this. And there are no resources in here. That's the weirdest thing. There's like a little bit of farm here and a ton of ore here, and that's it. I think I'm gonna have to go out this way or over here to look for those types of industries. But I don't know that I really want to go out this way. Well, it looks like there's more farm here, but I'm not there yet. Now the river system, screwed up. This is not me. I don't even think I can get here. I think as far as I can go is to right about here. All this is mine, but I can't go beyond this. But the river is drying up, and I know it occurs, and I'm not saying it doesn't occur, but I would just go in with the landscape tool and I would bring this down so that it flowed better. I'm not a fan of this look, and I don't know if that's a bad thing. However, I had no choice here. Now you see it's dried up. I'm fine with that. But this was completely across to here, and it's turning green. So I dug it out and I made like a gully. I tried to keep the map maker's idea flowing as best I could, but it was, all right, I don't know how to explain this so that it makes sense, but like there was water here and then there's water here and they're both flowing, but there's nothing here and then there is. And then there's nothing here and then there is. That I think is a glitch. I don't think that was intentional. So I really dug it out here. I don't care for that, and I apologize if you guys think that's a bad thing to do. I dug it here, and then I dug it towards here, just to get it to flow in a normal fashion. I hope everybody's okay with that. I don't care for this. I do not know that there would be any expansion bridge needing this for such a short route. But then again, you do have to hold something up over the water. I don't know. that looks odd to me as well. Okay, so that's everything that I've done so far. I ended up fixing this, and I'm not unhappy with the way... I mean, it was a mess. It was a madhouse. Traffic here... Well, it's starting to do it again, isn't it? I guess it depends on the time of day, but this was backed up all the way onto my bridge. And it was going down here and through here. So all of this was just dark red. And then this was blood red. And then it kind of stopped about here. And then it would go through. Not too much of an issue here. Oh, I forgot to show you my office district. So down at the other end of our little town here, this is my university, my pretty library. I really like that library. So I decided to put more offices in here. And again, this is all low rise. It's a high rise band. These guys did a much better job, I think, of sticking to that rule than these guys over here, my residential. And yes, there's a lot of stuff in here I don't like. I can't stand these two together. Don't like it, so I go through, I delete them and hope something better pops back in. But I was basically working on a lot of this. Now let me quickly explain the trees and the look and why things are not... Hello, there we go. Okay, I just want to go down. At the end of my 3.5 hours of working, I was tackling my traffic. It fixed almost instantly. And then I went to get another road and it went into a save and it never came out. It froze. And that was the first and last glitch that I had, because the minute that happened, I had to do the task manager to get out of the game. And then I went back in, I saved, and I exited, and that was it for the night. I was done. So that's as far as I got. And I know it's not much to show you. But that was the first glitch. And I came back in after going online and looking up, why does City Skylines freeze? And they told me to turn everything down to medium. Now in what is it called? The description box below the video, I have are they called specs? My computer information. I have all that listed if anybody's interested. I've warned you before that I do not have a great system. I think it's great, but it's not perfect gamer guy. I don't have a gamer guy computer. So I put a 4th bus line in this neighborhood, which takes care, it goes down this road, takes care of the offices. It comes up, I believe, this road here, and then comes back around. So they are able, if they want to use the walkways, to get to either side. But my bus lines are working perfectly well as well. That didn't sound good. Well, there was one other thing I wanted to mention. Oh, yes. I used to have a mod. I'm pretty sure. Do not quote me on this. Transfer Manager? Is that what it was called? So, getting ahead of myself again. See how ugly this looks? This is medium. Everything's set on medium, so it looks horrible until you get up close and then the trees come into view. I'm not happy with this, so I think I might go up to high for making my videos and then medium for playing in the game. I don't know that we went through this neighborhood the last time, but this is on the opposite side of my throughway here. And this is all houses. Well, no, it's not, because all along this strip is commercial. And then I have the high school here. It's actually a campus that I absolutely adored. There's the library, and they have, what did I put in here? The soccer field. This is an elementary, I believe. No, that's the high school. Tennis courts. It's just a whole, lots of parking. So it's like a campus, and I'm going to start concentrating on things like that again as well. And then I have to remind you that I got rid of, oh dear, 2 in a row. That's the one with those. Let's see if I can get a better look at these. These look so silly. Well, I can zoom in better using. I don't mind the house, but I always mind it when there's two together. That's probably something. See, there's three here. It's probably something nobody but me cares about. I like the house. This is a cool, funky house, but not three in a row. No. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. When I'm making videos, I will try to remember to turn everything up to high so that it's more enjoyable for you. And then I will just turn it down while I'm playing. What? Oh, I was going to say, I didn't know I had the sunk-in metro, but that's that Japanese garden, isn't it? I gave them more parking, and what I had done before the little freeze, I had put more of those single strips. I think it's called a 16 by 2 or something, but they're very long strips with those flower boxes in them. I put those there with a crematorium in the middle. That never got picked up because I had done that. And then I went over here and started working on the roads. So I'm telling you, a good 15 minutes elapsed before this save came up and everything froze. So I lost quite a bit and I had to go back in and rework it all. But yeah, I did leave my main road open, but I completely forgot to give them, well, it did help. That's all I can tell you. It gave the traffic better, I don't know, response times. But more people are coming out of this way than this way. And not that I mind that because most of my buses are here. And now that I've done this, it looks like more traffic is coming through here than through here. So things really switched. But I hope that's okay with my town people here. Yeah, I mean, it's moving. And I have an overabundance of buses on this line. And my Greyhounds, yeah. They hold 50 people. And I think I have 20 of them running. But yeah, this is all commercial on this side. And then this side is all residential. And I don't mind doing that. But here, you know what this reminds me of a little bit is my very first City Skylines video? Where I did that one with just a river. Was it a river and a pond? And there was really no big water to use. I feel like this is kind of the same setup. So I haven't put anything too much along this side because again, this is where the ore is. And here's my thought. Since the ore is here, I could get rid of the city and move it down here. Put the city on this strip and the industry here. It's a lot of industry though. I don't think I want to do that. I think I want to keep this just the way it is, but I don't want to build any more than here. I want to finish this up probably with more high density housing that will promise me they will not do this. But I really don't, maybe at some point, I don't know here, I would have to really think about it. But it does look like there's farming here. And you know me, I'm all about the industry in this game. I really like it. But I hope you like what I've done so far. At any rate, I'm not displeased with my attempt at making this look kind of cool. I don't know that this is such a great place to look out at. Now here, if we could go down here, but I don't think we can because this is the end of the map, that would be a great view. But I don't know. I think it's only 69% buildable. So, wrong key. Apologies. And I did turn the day-night cycle off. So again, while it doesn't look like it did too much, I did a whole lot. I added this and all of this through here. And I'm telling you right now, it was just a question of going through. And this is one of those park assets. It's got the same thing. So they will use these. I wish I could find that. That's cute. I'd like to put a swing down at the schools. But there again, with stats, we're doing well. The only super high demand is always industry. We have over 10,000 people still. No, I think it's up to 13. You know what? Let's get out of here and look. Oh, it's 11. Okay, so we're going up. We're making 7,000, which is good. But let's take one last look at our resources. See, I don't even know that we would be able to make it out here to use oil industry in the water. Lots of farming, right? But I don't know. I was just looking at this and I'm like, maybe it would be better to put my people here. But then you're looking at this and all it is just this ore in the corner, and I don't want to ore my people. That would be gross. But it's in a cool place, isn't it? I mean, there's a little bit here. And I thought there would be more. See, that doesn't look like a lot of ore to me, does it? Does that look like a lot of ore to you? Maybe that would be okay for ore. But is that too close to my... No, it's not. And then we could keep forestry at the expressway and then come down here. Like a farming community and then sort of build it out from there. That would be nice. I suppose I could buy this too. But what do we want to do up here? Oh, you know, there's not too much, is there? And it is hilly. I don't know that we could build on that. Well, there's a possibility. I also can't gauge 25 tiles from this perspective. I have no idea what I'd be looking at. Alright, well that's cool. So let's go back down to where we were. I hope I'm not forgetting anything. And I told you that my computer specs are in the description box below the video. I had to turn everything down to medium. Uh-oh, you're full. Okay, darling. But I will have to remember to keep it on high when I'm making videos. I just didn't do that this time, and that I am so sorry for because it really looks bad. Now, here's another thing. I might as well. Do you know how many times I've gotten rid of these bushy trees here? And for some reason, they keep coming back. Now, I know I've done this at least a minimum of 3 different times. Just going through saying, I want this tree here. And when I come back, this... I don't mind this tree. I believe it's an olive tree, but it's just too... There's no way to see. Now, see how long that takes. Everybody remembers we put these neon pink bushes in front of the pop soda, eh? So when we come back, let's see if they're still there. Because I had to go up and down all these streets. It is a nice tree, but I think it's just overkill for a road of this size. And that's another thing I might as well... Yeah, I was replacing them with these. I think this is much more realistic. But when it comes to reality and this game, which I'm probably of the very unpopular, or if that's what you want to say it, I'm the only one who thinks this way opinion, that this game is not realistic in hardly any way, mode at all. So reality and building, they don't really go in hand with me. I'd like to make it look realistic as far as a cityscape goes, but the game itself does not function realistically. And an example of that would be, I noticed a lot of people like to, I'm going to go in here again and I apologize for that. I'm going to look for a huge tree, okay? Something big. How about the ash? I said the ash? Yeah, okay. They will put these things right here. And if you're talking reality, this is completely illegal, at least where I live. This city would get sued so fast if you did this, even in a residential area. If you put this tree down right here in front of your house, you would be ordered to cut it down. And the reason for that, well, especially if you lived here, the reason for that is you are completely impeding. If someone comes up on this corner and is trying to make a turn, especially on an angle, they can only see so far, right? And if there's a tree sitting here, they would have to kind of push their car out, nose it out, just to see what's coming. And in my city, actually, when my son and his wife were still living here, and I went to visit them, it was springish. And they lived on one of these types, well, off of one of these types of roads, where you had 2 lanes going this way, and then this great big boulevard, and then 2 more lanes going this way. And you would turn off to get to their house. Well, the landscaping crew were out there, and it was obviously much wider. But they were planting pampas grass all along the edges. Pampas grass, which where I live in particular, can grow up to 12 feet tall if left in suitable conditions, right? In the center, they were planting the juniper, which is I love it. I call it a Italian cedar, but it kind of looks like this, only straight to the, I think you guys know what I'm talking about. I have it somewhere. So anyway, they planted pampas grass all along the outer edges, and then they put the junipers in between them, like not toward the center, in the sides, right? And I was watching them, and I'm like, they're not going to get away with this. There's no way they're going to be able to do this, right? Sure enough, come fall, when everything had a chance to sprout and grow, there were, I think, 3 major, not lawsuits, but serious complaints of people trying to come up on this corner and make a left turn, and they can't see because the bush is just grown. And a couple weeks after I said that, I went back to their house, and the same landscaping crew was out there digging up. And I don't think it's funny, but it's funny in a very pathetic way. They were out there digging up everything on every single corner. And that to me is sad and pathetic, because a majority of what they dug up is probably going to die. And that is just a waste. And I don't like waste. And I don't like things dying and being killed due to ignorance. You know, not knowing is one thing, but being deliberate, these are junipers, okay? Beautiful Italian cypress. I love this tree. So that's what they were planting there, and they ended up having to dig it all out. And I knew they would, but I wish they had known when they did it, because that was, and then think of the taxpayer money. But I'm going off on a tangent. I'm going to leave you in this corner here. This is also a scary thing, because I remember in the last time we were doing this, it never seemed like I got very far. And yet here I was putting in 6 and 8 hours worth of work. And all I keep doing is nitpicking, and I have to stop doing that. Hey, I wonder what our traffic says. Oh, any guesses? I'm going to say 76%. I'm scared. Oh my God. Oh man. I wish I could get that lucky playing lottery and scratch and sniff tickets and stuff, but I don't. Okay, so it's not good. Again. And it's the same thing here. But I did take care of the bus issue, so I'm going to have to figure out why this is occurring. And pretty sure I didn't. It's the light. But I'm afraid if I take that light out, yeah, so maybe it's just busy. Oh, I said I wasn't going to make a long video, and then I did. But I do hope you enjoyed this, and I really appreciate the fact that you've come here and watched it. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did, and subscribe if you're interested. Take very good care of yourselves. Have an absolutely fabulous day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.